Howdy, Ayebawl here, and welcome to another episode of Factorio with Arumba's Angel plus Bob's mod pack. So, my outpost's been hit a lot, and I believe I need to probably head on out there and defend it a little bit better. So I went ahead and made sure that some more ammo would be made. Probably gonna go through it pretty quick. And plus, I do plan to go attack the biters sometime when I get a chance to, just to clear out the north and the east, or north of the outpost, east of the main base. So as I'm down there at the outpost and trying to fix it up, I am constantly being attacked. So those biters got to go soon. I went ahead and picked them up and reloaded them. Laid down a couple more gun turrets where I felt that it probably best to work them out with the biters mod, making them more aggressive and somewhat a little bit smarter. Just want to make sure that there's enough there to defend it, so I can spend my time doing something else. So once I get this outpost sorted out, I'll head back to base and take another look at the depot. But along the way, I'll go ahead and drop off some radars so I can get a better look what's going on out there. Just jump off the train. Alright, so I get ammo being made, kind of reload my inventory up. I'm constantly falling short of plastic. So apparently there's a few medium items that there's just got to be a better way to mass produce them, and plastic is just going to be one of them, I guess. I'll have to find time later to take a look into it. So I'm going to end up repairing the east side of the base defenses, and then I'm going to build a T intersection and head the track on up there to the coal. Oh, those nanobots to clear out the trees, so convenient. I still can't wait for the personal robot port. But with the way science is and just being extremely expensive, I'm not sure when I'm gonna get around to it. So I kind of goofed up in the beginning, but I ended up fixing myself. Now, I don't have too many trains, but it is best to have train signals at the T intersection. So I'm going ahead and lay down the oil drills so I can get an idea about where I'm going to place these miner drillers. And then once I get this placed, I'll have an idea about where I'm going to put the train stop at. So for right now, I'm going to have coal on the left, and then later on I'll build another train stop and have the oil go out there and have another train pick it up on the other side. But for right now, we're just going to worry about coal because I believe my power is just completely out right now. Yep. So as soon as I get power started, that train will start getting filled up, and then I can send it to the coal depot. It's good to have chain signals. I did not place any. I just placed the normal signals at the end of the curves. It's also good to have chain signals, but I'll probably end up adding those later if I remember. So now that I got more than one train, it's very good to have the proper train stops at all the intersections. So I figured it was probably best to have coal at the top, and the very top track needs to be empty of everything so that it can be used as a turnaround. So if a train ends up going to the depot but not really using the stop, it can still go through the depot without having to wait on another train. So let's get this power section jump started and see if we can get some coal out to this. So I've got to hurry because I don't have much coal to keep the steam engines last, and I need to tear down the depot for the sapphirite and replace it as a coal depot, and then build a sapphirite below it. Now, this particular depot is just a temporary depot. Later on, when I upgrade the whole smelting area, I'll have to come back and reorganize the depot and get the spacing better for how I want to offload everything. Oh, so nice to have robots. So I decided to have the back part of the train be specifically just for the power, and the front cargo of the train to go towards the smelting area or for the furnaces. Later on, when I replace the furnaces with the electric ones, all the coal will be sent to the power. No, scratch that. Majority of the coal will be sent to the steam engines and to the power, where I'll still need a line of coal to make coal coke out of. So the first load of the coal train arrives and is unloading beautifully. Set it up so that the train can get refilled, and now the coal or the power area is set up to the coal train. So it's pretty good. Decent sized coal patch out there, so we should be pretty good from now on. Add a couple more train stops or train rail signals. You got very little logistic robots, but I'll go ahead and start requesting stuff. Maybe they'll eventually help me out. So now that I finally learned about those loaders, I'm going to start using them more. I'll get the stone automated and built into bricks. Definitely will need the bricks for the walls and for the electrical furnaces and the electrical chemical furnace and the electrical metallic furnace. And the multi-use one, if I ever get to that one. So I've got a lot of research done, and I am so far behind on my infrastructure that it may just be a good idea just to turn research off and just get the infrastructure up to par with where my research is at. Because basically, at this point, I'm just researching future tech that I'm not even ready for yet. I'm still having shortfalls on certain material, like steel. I don't think I'm producing enough steel just to go to the next step of the tech, which are like the steel steam engines, the electrical furnaces. They use steel, and I'm just not producing enough iron plate at all. It's ridiculous. I definitely need to double the amount of iron plate. At this point, I should have. I should be making somewhere around 2,000 iron plate per minute, but I think I'm only doing maybe a little, just a little less than half that. So I'm going to take another look at the steam engines, and at one point I was looking at them. Some of the steam engines, they're rocking hard. They're going full blast, and some of the other steam engines, they're not even registering that they have water in them, and they're barely producing at all. And it's like random in the line. At one point, I take a closer look at the line that's closest to the lake, and I don't understand. It makes no sense. So here I'm looking at the temperature, and then like very little water, but then down the line, like no water, little water, barely producing. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So, so I got annoyed with it, and since I just had to rebuild a coal outpost, I started thinking maybe time just to redo the power area and not utilize the burner inserters. That's directly less coal since they're not using it. But then the electrical basic inserters will use electricity, which indirectly uses the coal. So, uh, basically, right now I'm thinking about it. It may end up being next episode. So, I grabbed some robots and I grabbed a built a roboport, and now I'm just building the basic setup that I normally have with electrical inserters. And I'm using 14 boilers because I have no idea what the actual ratio is. All I know is that 10 was not working. I went to 12. 12 was not working, so 14 should definitely work. If the ratio 14 to 10 for Mark 1s, so this is Mark 2s. And the Mark 2s, the boilers are supposed to be more efficient, and the steam engines are supposed to be more efficient. So this would be the standard setup that I would normally use for the steam engines. And just tear everything down and rebuild it. So I used the last of the landfill to give me a right corner. So as Mark 1s have it, or the standard vanilla, 10 steam engines would produce 5 megawatts. So this is 60, and then I'll end up having 80 total. So that would be 40 megawatts for Mark 1s, essentially. But I'm finding that after I've got this all set up, the Mark 2s are not producing more than 40 more megawatts. They're producing 39.7, 39.8. So I also decided that maybe I'm at the point where it's time to just go solar energy. But without robots, that's usually difficult for the way I want to set it up. So with just 60 running, I should definitely have more than 30 megawatts max. But it doesn't even reach that, and these are supposed to be Mark twos. So that's it for this time, and I will see y'all tomorrow.